Let's compare two of the most popular smartwatches on the market. So on this side I have the T800 Ultra 2 version, and on this side I actually have a couple of versions of the T900 Ultra 2 version. So when you actually check the design on them, they actually look pretty much the same really. So from outside, from distance, they actually look almost like the same watch, and they actually are really trying to achieve this design look pretty much on all these watches today. By the way, the difference between the T800 and T900 is that actually they have completely different manufacturers. So the T800 actually is produced by one manufacturer, and actually there are actually even a couple like different manufacturers for the T800, and again the T900 actually is done by another manufacturer. So it's not like they're simply from the same manufacturer, just one is like more advanced. It's not that. They simply have actually different manufacturers. So design wise, as you can see, they look pretty much the same, but when it comes to overall quality, I would say this T800 is actually of a lesser quality, and also it lacks actually some functions. So when you look at the back of them, basically this is what they look like. So T800 on this over here, as you can see, on the back of this we actually have almost like a real screws, whereas on this T900 we have like a painted screws. But if you actually take a third version of this T900, as you can see, different manufacturers actually have different designs on the back of them. So this actually looks the same as this T800 with real screws basically, and with this real knob basically. By the way, again, I will actually leave a link to the best versions of these watches. When you actually purchase these, you actually need to be very careful, because some versions actually like are kind of terrible. So I will actually leave a link basically in description, probably to the best T900 you can get and the T800. Also, by the way, the price difference between the T900 and T800 really, it's really the same really for most part. Maybe you can get sometimes the T800 for a bit cheaper, but yeah, basically when you look around during some promos, for example, you can see the price is actually insane. So again, check the comments and descriptions. I will basically leave. I have actually tested plenty of these watches. Okay, and this is what the bodies of them look like. So T800 on this side. So the first actually major difference is actually the quality on the scroll wheel. For example, the scroll wheel on this T900 Ultra 2 is actually pretty decent. So I have like zero complaints about scroll wheel. It's actually responsive, and actually, yeah, it actually feels like really decent in hand. So no problems there. On the T800, however, obviously the scroll wheel is kind of wonky. So, and also it's not as responsive. Sometimes you can see it's kind of like even loose a bit. So definitely the scroll wheel quality on the T900 is definitely way better. Then the next difference, for example, on the T900, if you actually click this button, it actually will bring you to basically to these like different tiles where you can get like quick basically menus. On this one, if you actually click this, nothing really happens basically, and this button is only used to go back in some menus. For example, if I go in some menu and click it, it can only go back. So again, this function is basically more advanced on this one. When we look at the build quality, also the build quality actually is slightly better on the T900. So I have actually again two of the T900 watches and the T800 over here. The button on the T900 is definitely like metal button. On this one is actually plastic, so it actually feels like plastic button. So definitely the build quality overall is definitely better on the T900, but again still it's probably okay on this one as well. Also, when it comes to the straps, the strap quality definitely on the T900 actually feels slightly better. So T900 strap basically, okay, let me focus. Basically, the colors look slightly a bit different, and overall, like the texture and feel, it actually feels slightly better on the T900, and same for that other T900. So I actually have two the T900, and for example, you can see on this the buckle size is like way like thicker and way more substantial. So on this one you can see it's kind of like very thin, so it feels like flimsy. On this definitely, so you can see it's like more, it's obviously, it feels actually really decent here. Also on the box, if you check the screen size, for example, the T900 says it's 2.2 inches almost, and this one only says like 2 inches. But when we actually check them side by side, you can't really tell that much of difference, and they look pretty much the same. However, when you check the display quality definitely on the T900, as you can see, it's actually brighter. I'm not sure if you can see, but yeah, it's definitely like brighter basically over here. And overall, the colors again actually look kind of better. So, for example, over here you can probably see. I hope you can see, but basically it's like more vibrant basically on the T900, whereas on this one it's kind of muted. Also, another thing on the T900, okay, when we basically go in the settings, let's go in the settings on this as well. As you can see, the like operating system is like pretty much the same on both of them. So as again, this is what they look like. My camera has some problems actually picking this up, as the screen is actually really bright on this one. So we can actually adjust like the backlight brightness, so the screen brightness can actually be adjusted on this one. So you can see I hadn't even turned on to the maximum, so I can turn basically down, and basically this is like half, and maybe the brightness is no the same. If I turn it on, yeah, my camera goes like completely crazy because it's so bright. So on this one we can't actually like adjust the brightness of the screen, so we are stuck only with one setting on the T800. So definitely, so yeah, you can see it's actually like super bright. When we compare this, like completely blows my camera out. So yeah, the operating system basically looks, yeah, it looks pretty much the same, as it's really the same. By the way, the name of the operating system is actually different, but I think this is like some kind of third-party like software that they simply put their own name on. So, but function-wise, the software basically is the same. So just like some different stylings in the like phone app itself as well. So when we swipe up on both, you can get these like quick menus here as well. So you can see again pretty much the same really, so same features, I guess. I had to increase the brightness in basically above me because the screen of this definitely was way brighter than this one, so it was kind of blowing out in the video. But yeah, the screen quality, you can definitely instantly tell which one is like more vibrant and better on this T900. When we swipe down, you can get your notifications here, so the same. So you can get like WhatsApp notifications on both, but they're simply like notifications, you can't reply to them. When we swipe like this, you can get access to these settings again. So as you see, maybe tiny bit different design, tiny bit different skin, but yeah, pretty much the same. Also on both we can actually control the music, and that actually works, yeah, no problems. When it comes to the speaker quality, I really can't tell much difference between them, so they sound actually pretty much the same. As the speaker quality, yeah, it's not really the best, but still, yeah, for answering calls and like, yeah, for that stuff it's actually decent. When it comes basically to the functions, let me, okay, like this, we can adjust the style here. Let's adjust the style, and basically again you can see the difference. So the colors, yeah, you can definitely tell. So when it comes to these functions, as we can see, they appear pretty much the same. So maybe just some different icons, but for example, let's open the calculator. As you can see, maybe different fonts, calendar. So overall, like pretty much the same, since I, yeah. Just like slightly different design. Games. Oh, this one has actually different games than this one. So we have Snake over here and some kind of F1 race on here. When it comes to the sensors on both of these, on both of them, the sensors aren't real. So these are just some like flashing lights, basically that flash and try to fool the user that they are real. But they're simply like animations. As you can see, I can wear them, and yeah, that applies to pretty much all the cheap Chinese watches. The sensors are just really for like a gimmick. So, but as you can see, they look pretty much the same. Just some flashing lights really. So do not purchase these watches for like these sensors, they aren't real. But apart from that, the usability wise is okay. When it comes to like performance, maybe this is like again like a couple percent like more snappier basically when you actually use it. So sometimes maybe a bit slow down here, but still overall they're actually comparable. So overall, which one should you actually go for? Well, I would definitely go for the T900, as obviously the screen quality is like better brightness as well, and also the button actually over here works for that function basically to see all your tiles basically, and also this button over here is obviously metal as well. The like strap quality is slightly better, it feels like slightly more premium hands. So overall, yeah, there are actually like some notable difference basically. The operating system, as you can see, is pretty much the same. It does for most part all the same things, but really the most important thing really is it simply has like better build quality and feels actually like more premium. And again, same on my other T900 Ultra 2 watch. So I will actually leave again the links to the T900 better like version. So I have literally tested like 5 different of these watches from different manufacturers, sellers, and basically, yeah, I will actually leave where you can get actually decent version, which I have over here. This T800, if you can get like much cheaper than the T900, still, I guess it's okay watch. So, but again, if they actually cost the same price or maybe like $1 or $2 more, then definitely go for the T900, I think. Anyway, good luck everyone.